It is sold out here. A year since any visiting side visited and were victorious against the Warriors. The last 8.
For anyone that hasn't watched Glasgow Warriors throughout this tournament or the URC, one thing they like to do is just keep going to that corner. You see Stafford McDowell lining up down the front. They're not worried about throwing their backs up as well. So have a watch of this line-out.
No competition.
Well, it is Samuel that takes here. Afshar, he's got a man inside. Stafford McDowell scores. Glasgow Warriors take their chance. And it's the man in the 13 jersey who's keeping Hugh Jones out of the matchday squad. And that is exactly why Stafford McDowell.
And the talk in the build-up to this game is all about those two. The young man steps in.
George Horn, Dan Lancaster with the kicking duties, and the roar goes up around Scotstoun Stadium to signify. Olivon now, his heroics last week. Albornoz to Brex. What a tackle that was to halt him. There is advantage here for Toulon. The crowd thought Glasgow had managed to get the turnover. Toulon looked to hit straight back with Charles Olivon.
Still penalty advantage.
Ben White flung out, and Dreon will go over. Gael Dreon with the immediate response for Toulon, who scored here 2 years ago. He scores his 6th try of this year's competition.
Great finish and a great score for Toulon.
It's this massive pass here, isn't it, from Ben White? It just cuts out about 5 or 6 Glasgow Warriors defender, and Joshie Mackay.
Put up the big fend, that's a great score. They'll need to get the ball in his hands as much as they can.
There's Melvin Jaminet. That one will drift across the face of the posts.
With Ben White, knowing these players so well.
And that will be a free kick to Glasgow, quickly taken by Afshar. And here goes Sione Tuipulotu, the Scotland international captain. Doesn't take the armband for his club, though. That's for this man. Kyle Steyn hits it at full tilt, still going, driving on midway into the 22. Lancaster now for Patrick Schickerling, who was a standout last week against the Vodacom Bulls. Darge once again. And now for Afshar. Tuipulotu steps and stretches. The crowd thought he was over.
Going back. No, you're short.
But it's been held up.
Right here, you're short.
Carl Dixon in a great position there. It's got to be the last opportunity for Toulon to infringe.
6 going across.
Well, it's another penalty, and that could spell danger for Kpoku, because that's a penalty 5 metres out by Toulon on their final warning. Here goes Xander Fagerson. The Warriors would love to make it double punishment. Rory Darge met by Olivon. Ball goes loose, and Carl Dixon will deliver the yellow card. Junior Kpoku, the England under-20 back row forward, will head off.
Okay.
This deserves, to be honest. Their discipline has been atrocious this opening half. Just kicking themselves in the foot there.
Hiddleston lines up Sinclair. Afshar now, out to Kyle Steyn. Still, the Warriors track along this 5-metre line. Ogunte Beju.
Their attempts are up by 3.
Well, it's admirable defence from Toulon. Lancaster. McDowell, what a pass that is! And he puts Ollie Smith away! Glasgow's patience pays off! And McDowell, the scorer of the first, turns provider for Ollie Smith for the second.
But, wow, what a pass from Stafford McDowell. He's had a fantastic start to this game. He's been...
And Lancaster has just dragged that one wide off the target. So Olivon now.
It's okay.
And this time Sinzel. And it might open up here for Albornoz, who's just short. There for White, and now Bobigny. Grote will wait for his moment. That stand trying to inspire the defence, and the try is scored. It's another wonderful response from Toulon. Jean-Baptiste Gros with a stretch for the line.
Look at the way when they turn the ball over Toulon, they know they don't want to go in the tight quarters. They try and get the ball wide really quickly, and you've got that man.
Right time, just picking and choosing when to go open, when to go back down the short side. Really clever play from Toulon. And
Carl Sinclair again. The second time that Toulon have been on Scottish soil this season. They didn't get much joy at the Hive against Edinburgh in the group stages. Mezu.
Tackle!
Albornoz, Sinzel and Brex, and now it comes out to Jaminet and Dreon for his second score, he will! What a finish that is from Gael Dreon! And Toulon lead at Scotstoun Stadium.
And that is how you attack down a 5-metre channel. Brilliant here from Tuisuvu, offload over the top and just feed the speed. Jaminet does the right thing, and he had a lot to do there with that finish. Beautiful step back inside. Ah, what a score from Gael Dreon. He is a nightmare to have to defend, and
That's the hard thing for Dan Lancaster, isn't it? Because as he's coming across, he knows how quick this bloke is. He holds up a little bit more, he goes on the outside of him, but he sees Dan Lancaster just steadies himself, then goes again. And what we've seen, carbon copy of what we've seen here at Scotstoun, and that is not quite as beautiful, that kick there.
yeah, the condition
Right now at Scotstoun,
Black to floor, black to floor.
can the Warriors get a score before the break? Toulon feel they've turned it, and they have. And that's a huge win for the defence right on half-time. And Toulon will take a lead in at the break. Hiddleston to take aim. It's a good to Beju with an easy take. And now can they get this maul rumbling towards that line? Hiddleston in charge. Now he breaks off. Hiddleston looks for the line. And it's scored. The hooker levels things up. It's exactly what Glasgow were looking for, straight from the break.
Hit from the inside there and almost driven out. It's a really well finished try. And there was some eyebrows raised when he wasn't named in Gregor Townsend's Six Nations squad, but he's been outstanding, and so was that kick from Adam Hastings.
That is an absolute beauty. Alex Samuel desperately clinging on to his right boot. Albornoz, Brex, and Jaminet through a gap. Gets the pass away, Kapoku straight into Hastings. Jaminet, who got this all started. That's a fine tackle.
certainly impeded on the kick.
Therefore White out to Brex, who takes a step. Oh, and he goes through a massive hole in the Warriors' defence. And he might well make it all the way to the corner. Nacho Brex on first phase ball from nowhere. What a moment for the Italian international.
Show and go at the initial play, the confidence to go back towards that Glasgow back row. They were all there, a bit too slow. Large overran it, and a finish from there. Incredible, outpaces Ferguson in the end, but what a moment. Just after working so hard, you thought Glasgow, don't give up an easy first phase try. And they're back beneath their sticks.
And now Melvin Jaminet got that all wrong. But it is Toulon who lead in the... Jaminet now, and there's numbers out here. It's White, and on to Ferte. Hastings with the tackle, potentially high by the fly half. Glasgow get the penalties. Ribbons once more, looks to send that on. It now comes to Gigashvili. It all went backwards. Serra is through! But it's Lancaster with the tackle.
Okay, that's one.
It's now Toulon's turn to hold their discipline. Tuipulotu, McDowell, Lancaster goes through a gap. Dan Lancaster, he was looking for the pass. And Serra just has to get this off the field of play. Melvin Jaminet sends it skywards.